Food. One of the reasons I love going to Japan is the food. There is such a wide variety and the quality is always excellent. I'm going to show you some of my favorite kinds of food that I have eaten in Japan. I'm not a chef or a food blogger, but I will do my best to describe all the fantastic food that I have tried. Sushi. The most famous Japanese food is, of course, sushi. Nigiri is the most common kind in Japan. It is simply a piece of raw marinated fish on vinegared rice. My favorite place to get sushi is a kaiten sushi shop. This is the train-style shop where small plates of sushi move past you on a conveyor belt. It's quite cheap at about $1 Canadian or 100 yen per piece. There are also other types of fish and rice dishes. I like chirashi sushi and negitoro, which are bowls of rice with sashimi on top. There are also many kinds of specialty sushi in the various prefectures. In Toyama, you can get masu sushi. This is trout on top of sushi rice, and the packaging is very interesting. Kare rice, curry rice. Yes, curry is Japanese, but it's very different from Indian or Thai curry. It has a totally different flavor, which is hard to describe. If you haven't tried it, you'll have to trust me that it's just magic. My favorite curry restaurant is Koko Ichibanya. There are so many different types of curry and toppings. I have had curry with croquettes, scrambled eggs, cheese, and many other additions. Men, jiru, noodles and soup. Is ramen soup or noodles? My Japanese friends say it's noodles. The soup is something you can add to the noodles. It's interesting how people in different cultures think differently. Most Canadians would probably call ramen a kind of soup. What would you call it? Tell me in the comments. Ramen is the most popular noodle dish, but there is also soba, which is a noodle made from buckwheat flour. It can be served hot or cold, and the noodles can be in the soup, or you can dip them in the soup when you eat it. It's also often served with tempura. Many prefectures have their own noodle or soup specialty. My favorite is hoto in Yamanashi. It reminds me of my grandma's chicken noodle soup. Another favorite is jibunni in Ishikawa. It's a very thick soup with large pieces of duck meat and mushrooms. There's also dango jiru in Oita. This one has dumplings and noodles in a spicy soup. Gohan Rice. Like most of Asia, Japan's main food is rice. Rice is served with almost every meal. I like the dishes that have something on top of rice. My favorite is doria. It always has a cream sauce. Like curry, there are many different toppings, such as meat sauce, mushrooms, and soft-boiled eggs. Omurice is another of my favorite rice dishes. The word is a shortened form of omelette and rice. Other rice dishes are usually called donburi, such as oyakudon and tempura donburi. Donburi basically means rice bowl. Niku, meat. Another donburi is gyudon. Gyu means beef in Japanese, so you can probably guess that gyudon is beef on rice. Another word that is in the name for many meat dishes is yaki. Yaki means many things, including grilled, roasted, baked, toasted, and barbecued. Basically, heat plus meat equals yaki. Tori means chicken, and yakitori is grilled chicken on skewers. Niku means meat, and yakiniku is grilled meat. My favorite meat meal is tonkatsu teishoku. Ton means pork, and a katsu is a cutlet, but it also means anything that is breaded and fried in a similar way to a cutlet. Teishoku means set meal. Tonkatsu teishoku always has a pork cutlet, miso soup, rice, and shredded cabbage. You can eat it with a special tonkatsu sauce, which is a little like barbecue sauce, or hot mustard. A variation of tonkatsu is the tonkatsu sando. This is the same pork cutlet, shredded cabbage, and tonkatsu sauce in a sandwich. Katsu also appears in the word kushikatsu, which is breaded and fried anything. You can have any kind of meat or vegetable, or even hard-boiled quail eggs. One more meat that I want to mention is horse sashimi. That's right, raw horse meat. It tasted like really good beef. I look forward to your nasty comments on this video. Bento. Bento is a container of various food items that are usually carried somewhere. People eat them on the Shinkansen or other long-distance trains and in parks. There are so many different kinds, but the traditional ones have rice and some pieces of various kinds of meat and vegetables that have been simmered in broth. My favorite bento is called soboro. It has beef and scrambled eggs on top of rice. There is usually also a shishito, which is a small green pepper. It's not spicy like a jalapeno and doesn't have a strong flavor like a typical green pepper in North America. More modern bento consist of a variety of sandwiches. The most interesting one that I've had is a potato salad sandwich. This is very common in Japan, but I've never seen it in Canada or any other country. You can also get tonkatsu sando in a bento. いろいろな食べ物. Various food. Before I talk about sweets, snacks, and drinks, there are a few other foods that don't really fit in the categories so far. One of them is gyoza. I love dumplings from all cuisines of the world. Gyoza is a dumpling that is usually filled with pork, cabbage, and green onions. The wrapper is thin, and the dipping sauce is made with soy sauce, rice vinegar, and chili oil. I could eat them all day. Speaking of dumplings, I had soup dumplings, which are actually from Taiwan, in a famous shop in Ebisu, Tokyo. The magical thing about these dumplings is that the inside is filled with the most delicious soup. A few years ago, some of my Japanese friends recommended that I try mentaiko pasta. It's a simple pasta dish with spaghetti noodles and mentaiko, which is spicy eggs from the pollock fish. It tastes a little salty and spicy, with just a very light fish flavor. Korokke, or croquettes, are a popular street food. I had a very fancy one in Kanazawa, but most of the time they are simpler. A croquette is mashed potatoes that have been breaded and deep fried. This is actually a French food, and I had them in France when I was there. They are also a popular addition to curry rice, as you saw earlier in this video. Okashi, snacks. I didn't know what to call this section. Okashi doesn't include all the kinds of snacks, sweets, and desserts I'm going to show you here. So just enjoy learning about these okashi or snacks or whatever you want to call them, and don't worry too much about the category. There are Western-style cakes. The difference is that the icing is usually like whipped cream or fondant. I've never seen a cake with the typical sticky, thick icing that is common on cakes in Canada. Strawberry shortcake is very popular, especially at Christmas. There are also roll cakes. One of my favorite desserts is Mont Blanc. There is a small cake and a big pile of chestnut cream. Another sweet snack I love is melon pan. Pan means bread, and it looks like a melon, so it's called melon pan. It doesn't taste like melon at all. The inside is a very soft bread that reminds me of a dinner roll in Canada. The outside crust is a bit like a sugar cookie. The first time that someone told me I should try crepes in Japan, I was confused. I had had crepes in France and wondered why I should try French food in Japan. I have since seen the error of my ways. Crepes in Japan are always rolled up like an ice cream cone and not served flat on a plate like they do in France. They usually have a combination of fruit, chocolate, ice cream, and whipped cream. Then there is ice cream. Parfaits are a popular way to eat ice cream. Some interesting things you'll find in Japanese parfaits are cornflakes and fruit cocktail. There are ice cream cone stands in every tourist area of Japan. Usually the flavors are pretty normal, like vanilla, chocolate, and green tea. But I have also seen some places with all kinds of bizarre flavors like garlic, curry, and wasabi. So far, I haven't been brave or curious enough to try these. Another cold treat is kakigori, or shaved ice. which has a flavored syrup that is poured on top. Namagashi and matcha are a common combination of traditional sweets. Namagashi is made from adzuki, or sweet red bean, paste and rice flour. The designs usually show the seasons. Zenzai is another traditional dessert. It's a soup made from adzuki and mochi, which is pounded rice cake. I've had zenzai in a traditional tea house and also from a kombini, or convenience store. Mitarashi dango is a popular street food. It is another kind of pounded rice cake and has a sweet soy sauce brushed on it. Like other types of food in Japan, each prefecture has its own specialties. This is yaseuma, which are chewy noodles made from mochi. It has kinako mixed with sugar on top. Kinako is flour made from roasted soybeans, and it tastes a little like peanut butter. One of the most popular snacks in Japan is jagariko. These are crispy sticks made of potato. Jagaimo means potato in Japanese, and rikako was the name of a friend of the creator of this snack. Together, these two words make jagariko. This flavor is tarako pasta, which is similar to the mentaiko pasta that I mentioned earlier in this video. A more traditional snack is senbei. This is a flavored crispy rice cake. I guess these are similar to the rice cakes that we have in Canada, but they taste so much better. There are also fancier rice crackers, like these crackers that I received from my Japanese teacher in Japan a few years ago. Aren't they cute? Nomimono, drinks. This is the first picture I ever took in Japan. I saw this vending machine while I was waiting for the bus at the airport. I snapped a photo and could hear someone behind me laughing at my innocent excitement. But I didn't care. I still love to try different drinks from the vending machines, which are everywhere in Japan. I've even seen them in the middle of a rice field. In Japan, you can buy all kinds of tea, coffee, and fruit juice. The best part is that you can buy hot and cold drinks. It's so nice to hold a hot drink while you are waiting for a train in chilly weather. My favorite drink is a hot lemon or yuzu drink. Yuzu is a citrus fruit that grows in Japan and tastes like a combination of a lemon and a grapefruit. Hi everyone, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this special episode of Lost and Found Happy Travels TV in Japan. If you want to watch the other videos in this series, click the picture over here. If you like this video, click the like button, type a comment, and share it with your friends. And if you're not subscribed, please click the link below to subscribe to Happy Travels TV. See you next time!